Morning, the Doug Rising Show. Good morning, the Doug Rising Show. Good morning, the Doug Rising Show. Good morning, it's Doug Rising Show. Let's talk. How you doing, motherfuckers? You know, I gotta think up a jingle, right? How is everyone this morning? Well, it's gonna be a good show. It's gonna be a good show, and I'll tell you why it's gonna be a good show. To turn off my fan. Today is my birthday, but don't get all crazy. You know, I'm 56 years old. I was not going to do a show today, but my wife said, you know what? It's your birthday, do a show. Let folks know that you are a year older. So I'm like, yeah, okay, cool. Why not? 6:04 in the morning. 10th of October, 2021. Yes, my birthday. 56. Loving it. I don't celebrate birth dates per se, but as I suppose I think I am gliding into influencer territory, so I better at least let people know a little bit about me. Plus, it's public. So, good morning. How are we? I'm looking at what's going on between Taiwan and China. Let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, boys and girls. You know, if you're not paying attention to more than just what's going on in the penal colony, if you don't have your eye on the ball of other activities outside this country, you may get caught unaware. Let me explain. Now, for those of you that are not up to speed, China, and Taiwan have been at odds over the independence of Taiwan. Taiwan separated itself from China, I believe, in 1948. I believe. Might be 45 or 43. It was some time ago. And 50 years ago, I believe. And so now the Chinese premier, the Chinese guy, who I think is, extremely good at poker. That Chinese guy is good, isn't he? You ever seen that dude? Xi Jinping, whatever his name is, that boy is not to be fucked with. I got a certain amount of respect for him because he never, he's like, hey, it is what it is. And you also got to respect the fact that the Chinese predate the United States by centuries. That's why they have that smug look of whatever on their look. Okay. I mean, just saying, Moab has been around for a while. So, yesterday culminated, day before yesterday culminated in Ping saying, look, folks, y'all coming back at some point. We're going to have to get this right. And the Democratic Society of China, Taiwan saying, hey, well, we'll see. So that can snowball. And I'm not taking sides. I think both are just, is do what you gonna do. That's nothing to do with Negroes. But I'm just pointing it out that I just don't want you to see something develop and then question what happened. I hope everybody is paying attention to the world. I hope so. All right, Black News. Welcome again, everyone. Doug Rice Show. I'm Doug Rice. Let's talk. Today is my birthday. Yes, it is my birth date. Now, I'm not getting anything. I'm not having a party. You know what I'm going to do for this day, folks? I'm going to do every fucking day the same thing I do right here. I don't give a fuck. It's just another day for me to just keep talking shit, which is what I'm going to do. All right, Black News, let's do it. So blacknews.com, let's see what we have today. I try to go into this blind. I don't know if you caught my YouTube live. It was good. They did ban me. They took me off. Then I appealed and they said, cool, you're good to go. Then they told me I can't do TikTok videos for your FYP until about 2 o'clock this afternoon, but they're letting me do a live, so I decided to get on board. Welcome, one and all. 56 today. Doug Rice. Yes, I've made it another year. I don't know what the hell will happen this year, but I suspect it will be vigorous. NBC News. Whoa. Okay, let's start with NBC News. And as you know, this will be right on my Twitter. Rug Dicer. Here we go. A mom takes action after her 5-year-old was put in a chokehold at school. Look, let me date this motherfucker right now. Today is October 10th. October 10th, 2021. I started this January 6th. Today's my birthday, y'all. Today's my birthday. Here's what I get. More of the fucking same. Let's read. I'm going to share it real quick on Twitter. You guys can, for God's sake, I mean, wow. You should see this. Don't like it. She is not a Hebrew, but I don't care. Nobody thought it was heinous that a child was in a chokehold. No one had any empathy. Of course they don't have. What are you kidding me? They mistook this child for a Hebrew and took liberties. Decided, and let me ask you a question. I mean, let's address it, shall we? Because I want to know. How many white children get put in chokeholds? Damn. I know they show up at the school, right? You know police show up at the school, same problems, same bullshit. Little kid gonna crawl from the school. I don't care. You can call my mama. We can do whatever. You know, my name's Eric and I don't care. My name's Bill Bob, whatever, right? But the cops don't show up and tell Eric, Bill Bob, whatever. You know, if you don't relax, something's gonna happen to you. I mean, they don't even they don't give us warning, but they don't expect that they're going to get put in a chokehold when the police show up at their children's school. Do you suspect? Let me ask y'all something. If they thought there was a chance that sending their children to school might result in them possibly being put in a chokehold by police, what do you think would happen to that school? There'd be no students there. White parents would boycott the school. That's just it. But this is something that we expect to see, you know, I mean, on a daily, weekly, monthly, yearly, continual, if not ad infinitum, goddamn basis. Is ridiculous. I mean, first and foremost, under what circumstance? How much of a coward do you have to be to put a child in a choke? Well, I know they do go a little crazy. The 5-year-old, how much of a monster do you have to be? Well, them 5-year-olds, boy, I guess some of them do carry guns, maybe. I'm just joking. I mean, for God's sake, it's a 5-year-old. You can't control a 5-year-old without putting a 5-year-old in a chokehold? I think you was just practicing. I think you was, you know, this is one of them motherfuckers. He see brothers and sisters out there, you know what I'm saying, right? He always wanted, one of them full Nelsons. But we too intimidating in our blackness and being and just walking down the damn street minding our business. Smoking a cigarette maybe mumbling to ourselves and, you know, inadvertently bumping into different things. I don't know, picking up things from their... Anyway, they see us out there just ready. A motherfucker that choke a 5-year-old's a coward. You can stop. I know black mothers that don't choke their damn 5-year-olds, and some of them need... Well, look, let me tell you something, man. This is unconscionable. This is unacceptable. This is inexcusable. There is no reason, and the dude, the girl, whoever choked the child should be not only fired, put in jail. You take a kid, you take a 5, look, man, you're 5, I don't care what, I see him on TikTok, I know. Wait a minute, let me slow down. You seen that little girl on TikTok? Can I curse one time? Can I curse one time? And then she cursed one time. I don't know, that might be chokehold material. But knit respect, that's the mother right there. At school, when you send your children to school, tell me, parents, you're out there. You send your kids to school. Do you live with the fact that there is this probability that if your child gets in any kind of condition and gets excited. Are you telling me that you're able to live with the fact that there's the even remotest possibility your child might be put in a chokehold? Now, when I say your child, I'm talking about, I say child, look here, boy, come here, child. But that is a baby. That's 5 years old. What's she doing in school? Oh, okay, sorry, preschool. This is how early they feel they can start. I need you to understand. Now perhaps we understand the origins of how police can look at our youth and determine they can do the same. And then, if we continue aging, if we continue in the demographic of older black people in this country, you then have the reasons that now adult males and females are killed indiscriminately without question. Simply spot, boom, because they start at 5. They think that they can put their fucking hands on our children. Motherfucker, let me tell you something. I think about Ben Affleck movie scene, and it's he was playing Batman, against Superman. Y'all remember that shit, right? I remember everything, right? And he said, "Let me tell you something, partner." And these are the rules they live by. Now you hear me on this. This is what he said. Something about Superman, being able to destroy the world or whatever. Okay. And the bruh said, "Let me tell you something, man. If there's a 1% chance, if there's a 1% possibility, then we should take it as an absolute certainty." Motherfucker, that's power. When you out there and you walking amongst the masses, feeling like you are welcome, and you got that smile on your face, I want you to consider that if you have a child that goes to preschool and that child resembles a Negro, there's a possibility that there could be a day you get a call and them telling you, you might want to come to the school because we had to choke your 5-year-old out. Let me tell you something. There's a 1% possibility. Let me tell you something, man. We have a responsibility to stop just momentarily and look about us. We don't have to neglect paying what I call the fuck attention. That's all. You can pay attention to what's going on. It's okay. You don't have to be in these motherfuckers 24/7. You don't. You are permitted as a sentient being to raise your neck up and take a look around. Breathe deep. Breathe. Motherfuckers, breathe. Nothing gives you more clarity than oxygen. Did you know that? Deep breathing will assist you in clearing your mind of the constant caucasity. Reading, just taking note. On the surface, it looks as if one of us has been assaulted, but even worse, no. You read deeper into the story, you begin to understand the identities of those involved, and then you come to an even more sinister conclusion. This young child was mistaken for a Negro and choked the fuck out at 5 years old. 5. Now, jump fast forward to this child 30, 40 years from now. Let's say he's able to escape that experience. Shit. I'll go so far to say, let's just go ahead and make him a police officer. I want you to think about the psychological damage. of experiencing that, being mistaken for one of us and being choked the fuck out at 5 goddamned years old. You've put a badge on that memory, motherfucker, and see what we get. Do you see how shit works against us? Do you understand? Do you understand? Do you understand? I wonder what attitude this young mother will now think of. Will she rise to action, or will she come to realize that her son was actually mistaken for a Negro? And perhaps she should do something to distance herself from that perspective. What has been learned here? No, you don't want to look at things askew, do you? Of course not, because it might give you a different perspective. You may look at things differently. They're serving it to you one way, but what will be the result? What will be the result of this? I wonder. What will be the fucking result? You understand? You understand how worse it actually is? I mean, it's bad. You choked a 5-year-old? You coward. I think a 5-year-old, let me tell you something, man. 5-year-old? Well, a 5-year-old gets to stay home and fuck away from me. I don't fuck with kids. Get away from me, man. Yeah. Fucking gnat. I don't care. I'm taking interest in children. I unfortunately question anybody that does, but that's another topic. Nobody thought it was heinous that a child was in a chokehold. No one had empathy. Virginia mother Pamela Ananiwu said, Ananiwu, I got it, baby. Ananiwu said, that's what she said. Pamela Ananiwu said she couldn't believe her eyes when she went to Fairview Elementary School in Fairfax Station, Virginia, to pick up her 5-year-old son for a dentist appointment. October 3, 2018. Wow, a long time ago. How'd this get recent? We'll read it anyway. Before she could reach the vestibule near people coming to court. Before she could reach the vestibule near the principal's office where her son was waiting, she could hear him in distress. To my shock and horror, I found my son being put in a chokehold. Hold on. I just want to jump. Excuse me. I repeatedly told him to let him go. See, this was an immigrant. Definitely an import. Because you see, had it been a black mother, and she saw her 5-year-old being put in a goddamned chokehold, I can only imagine the chaos, the mayhem, the carnage, the incident that would follow. Certainly it would not be. I repeatedly told him to let my son go. I was scared because I was like, well, will I also be shot dead? Well, yeah. Yes, you would be, and absolutely were supposed to be put in that fucking position immediately. What the fuck? Did you not get handed some goddamn playbook about children in this fucking country? You watch somebody put your 5-year-old in a chokehold and you are still breathing. Well, bravo to you. Sorry I had to go there because I couldn't do it. See, they'd have a problem with one of us. I'm telling you that today. Don't even listen. A 5-year-old, my 5-year-old, in a chokehold. Your 5-year-old Negro prince or princess in a chokehold, and you see it. No, come on, folks. Come on. Come on. What you gonna do? They got your 5-year-old in a chokehold. Who's gonna keep you off of anybody? Who's gonna have the gonads to stop you? Who? I'm just watching it, and they know you too, like, you know. Say it wasn't this chick who was like, you know, one of us from round chow. And I walked in and got my 5-year-old in a chokehold. Oh, man. I'm sorry, that was just damned good. Definitely an immigrant. But I said it's worth it because I was not going to let her die. Ultimately, the school officer pushed the boy away. Wait. I said it's worth it. But I said it's worth it. It kind of skipped over. Wait, will I also be shot dead trying to save my son? Question mark. But I said it's worth it because I'm not going to get here and I'm not going to let my son pass out in front of me, the mother of 3 said. Ultimately, the school officer pushed the boy away, letting him go. Ultimately. Did you take in some air or something? What did she do? And he's like, oh my God. Did she explain? Did she tell the officer? Maybe she started talking in a very thick. Did you really not think I was going to go there, motherfuckers? Did you tune in for. Okay. Obviously, she started talking loudly. Let's just say, he mistook the young lad for a Negro. But ultimately, what are you reading? I'm reading the same fucking thing. I repeatedly told him to let my son go. I repeatedly told him to let. Eventually, he heard her ask repeatedly, over and over, very loudly, to let the son go. And ultimately, you need to read it, folks. Don't fuck with me. Ultimately, the school officer pushed the boy away, letting him go. It's right there, folks. I want you to read this. Now, let's dig into it. You want to go? Motherfuckers, let's read into it. I love that. I repeatedly told him to let my son go. I was scared. So she didn't jump on him like we would have. She did wonder if she too would be mistaken for a Negro and be shot dead trying to save her son. That's what it says. But whoever put this, she said it's worth it. She said she's not okay. But ultimately, the officer, again, pushed the boy away. What is indicated by pushing a boy away once you've had in custody? More likely fighting you, the mother there, the mother imploring loudly. She pushed him. Did he discover something? Pushing something away after grabbing it is you motherfuckers better roll with me. Don't you even try to evade me. Don't. I feel you. I feel you trying to deny the connection. I feel you. Don't fucking try me. We're going to go there. We're going to go get your fucking coffee if you can't take it. Go get your fucking coffee if you can't see this simple goddamn paragraph and what it tells you what happened. I told you the boy was mistaken for one of us. Did I not say that? And how did it play out? Well, it played out that she repeatedly told him to let her son go. Again, she is an immigrant. She's from Africa. She has a thick African accent. You can absolutely 100% surmise, because here's what she said. I repeatedly told him. She then determined it might be worth it. But because she repeatedly told him, ultimately, the school officer, and the key here, folks, is that the school officer pushed the boy away. That school officer heard this woman's voice. And upon determining who he had in his grasp, pushed the boy away through sudden discovery that he had his hand not on us. I'm just going to go there. And I don't give a fuck if he knew about the boy. The falsehood, the mirage in his mind was complete with the 5-year-old child. It was only broken until adult, speaking in whatever dialect she spoke in, repeatedly. It was only then that he pushed the child away. Oh, motherfucker, please. Come on. Now, to say the child's got ADHD, they don't know that. The security guard doesn't know that, or that his hatred and what he saw. Let me tell you something, folks. Don't you get it fucking twisted. That security guard touched that child in his mind, thinking he was touching one of us. And anybody, any one of you that doesn't see that doesn't know that doesn't understand that repeatedly telling to let that child go caused him to push the child away. You know, she wasn't yanking him from, and then eventually he released. No. He pushed the child away. A certain discovery happened. Something was broken in his mind. That image of what he had in his motherfucking grasp was broken. And when it was broken, he pushed the child away. Fuck with me. All right, if you don't like that, then try to convince anyone other than yourself that that man did not touch that child because that child reminded himself of us, not an immigrant. Absolutely not. You and I both know. Listen, folks, we know how they receive those folks who come here for their milk and honey. We know how they receive them with joyous open arms, as another one is here to further the narrative, to keep it at arm's distance those who built this motherfucking country, to create yet another buffer of individuals with an opportunity before Negroes. Don't fuck with me, man. Don't fuck with me. Just don't. We need to look at things as they are. We need to understand where we are. And more importantly, I look at this, and of course, having a child, the cowardice, anything that this guy did is based on his thought process regarding Negroes. Don't fucking try to serve it on any other plate except that one. We know. We know who he thought he had in a chokehold. We know who he thought he had in a chokehold. Let's not kid ourselves. Has he ever had any other child in a chokehold that didn't remind him of us? What is the problem? Now, their mental defect seems to be affecting the immigrants they rely so heavily upon as a buffer between us and them. Perhaps they should check their attitudes. My goodness, you're jumping on the wrong people. And when you discover that you've pushed the child away, oh my God, what am I doing? Oh my God, it's not a Negro, I'm sorry. Oh, it's not a Negro, I'm sorry. Oh, it's too bad. But anyway, Negroes in this country seem to be a focal point in the minds of our attackers. And I'm trying to figure out why. What prompts any person to put their hands on a 5-year-old that's not their own child? You know what I'm saying? you know what I mean. And I mean, they out there. Don't get it twisted. Ooh, child. They got some real children out there these days, boy. Ooh. I mean, under other circumstances, the chokehold may be required. 5, 4, it may not even fucking matter. Who knows? But when you send your child to preschool, when you send your 5-year-old in a public situation where the safety expectation is about as high as it can get, you walk in and find your kid in the chokehold and you don't just rip down the school and use it for kindling, you might not be a Negro. I know that was uncalled for, but it's my birthday, baby. Can I say what I want? All right, so enough of that story. All right, the kid had ADHD. It's a kindergartner. Oh my God, and kids were singing too loudly in class. They were singing Spanish too loudly, so the kids caucasified out of it. After the incident, you confronted the school principal, did you? You didn't confront that security guard. You just talked to him. You made sure he heard your voice. I understand. Nobody thought it was heinous. No. Miss An On EU. No one thought it was heinous. That's right. Yeah. That question that you had to the school principal. No one thought it was heinous that a child was in a chokehold. No one had any empathy. No, ma'am. No one did. Welcome to the United States of America. How long have you been here, and have you signed away your entire existence? What's going on? Seriously. You saw your child mistaken for a Negro in a chokehold, and you're sitting there tripping about empathy? No, dude. These are Gentiles we're dealing with, baby. So empathy's kind of been chopped out of their whole, I think they excise that shit. They find it and then they remove it, or they got some kind of drug or pill that reduces it. I don't know what the fuck's going on. So she's suing somebody. Psychological trauma and physical harm. So you're trying to profit, ultimately. Let me tell you what we do. I'm going to tell you, all money ain't good money. That is a saying that we have in our community. And it is I'm going to tell you something. It's probably one of the most impactful statements that tells so much about Negro. When you hear us say all money ain't good money, dog, that tells you our character is not for sale. That tells you our principles are not up for the highest bidder. That tells you we are in tune with creation. Because from the start, you know, money ain't all that, partner. Trust and believe. And it took, a little observation, maybe, a little deep, in-depth meaning, or just reading the damn Bible, because Solomon said it. Boom. All money ain't good money, but there she go. There she go. Now listen, what's going to happen is she's suing 3 other parents. Kid's going to have to, testify. Whatever. Kid's going to have to speak to somebody. I don't know about you. I don't like getting choked. It's not a memory I would keep, per se. But if you want to bring it up for the sake of cash, why not? Let the kid go 3, 4, 5 hours. Let the defense really get their fucking day in, baby. I want that kid for sale. You know what they do? They don't give a fuck about your kid. I'm going to let you know that. You want to sue? Oh, really? We want this motherfucker for a week under hot lights. And all the money that you may settle for ain't going to pay for the fucking counseling that child's going to need by the time the defense is over. Why would you go after money? And why would that be something psychological trauma and physical harm on students with disabilities used to restrict? Not to say that you don't have a case, but I would simply remove my child from that situation and never allow them in the company of anybody that does not have their best interests at heart. That's better than the fucking check, trust, and believe the shit can happen again. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? You're going to take the fucking money. You're going to then put your kid back in another fucking school. And guess what? Going to be some other dude looking at your child. Wondering how they can affect their lives. Don't play with me, man. It's my birthday. 56 years old, 10/10/21. Whatever. I don't, and the thing is, you're too old. You just think it's a thing. Hey, happy birthday. Thanks. Boom. 56. Whatever. 56, still picking up sticks. Hey. All right. And then she's talking about there are alternatives. She's in the school. She's talking. There are alternatives. There are other ways to do this. Yeah. They use all those alternatives with their children. Yeah. No. But you're not going to find them putting their kids in a chokehold at school. Come on. Can you even imagine how that would look? I mean, look, even if you were thinking about putting one of their kids in a chokehold, the reverberation for that act is going to just resound years and years. Some folks going to take you to court, put you in jail, strip you of everything you may or may not have. Not us. No, we're going to, sure, but not with the same tenor, not with the same coup de grace. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, she going after the school district. You understand? That's what she's saying. You touch one of these children, be that person, and watch your feathers fly, motherfucker. In fact, here's the reason that children don't get touched. Because that scenario plays out in their motherfucking mind before they even think about putting one of their kids in a chokehold at 5 years old. The scenario just plays out. They're like, what? Are you kidding me? Oh my God. These people would have me arrested, jailed, broke. No. Let them go on about it. But let it be one of us or one of them that look like us. And they are quick to put their fucking hands on our children. They are quick. Now, here's the thing. You have a choice. You can say, somebody put their hand on my kid and I'm going to do something to them. You can live in that life. All of us are on automatic in that regard anyway. All of us know that somebody put your hand on your kid, it's a wrap. For us, for me. It's a wrap. I got 2 girls. It's a wrap. It's done. I go to jail happy, smile on my fucking face, and I dare somebody to say something to me. Because we can go right from there. Any fucking time. I don't fucking care. What? You touch my children, you touch my wife, you touch my family, it's a wrap. It's done. I'm sorry. It's nothing personal. I love everybody. I do. But for God's sake, you know? And they feel that it's their entitlement to put their hands on our children. It just, to me, seems unconscionable. I don't understand how we, as black folks, no. You ain't gonna get to come out my mouth. What we gonna do is we gonna do exactly what I've been telling you. Stay the fuck away from. Homeschool your child. Find a different school. Find one we're running. Do whatever you got to do. What makes you feel comfortable? That's what I suggest you do. If you feel comfortable, if your child be putting a chokehold going back to that same school or any school that you haven't approved, well, more of this shit's gonna happen. And right now, it's happening to folks that look like us. I love that shit. That's, in a negative way. It's so ironic. I need you to here's the dude, I paint a picture. I'm just trying to figure out, she was raising these children, immigrant from Africa. God bless her, come on over, take advantage. It's no big deal, right? I don't care. And I'm just wondering how she told her children to regard Negroes. Now, how about that? Once you go ahead. Throw that in your fucking mind while you're sitting there trying to judge what I'm saying. I wonder how that immigrant mother told her child to regard us in this country. I wonder how that went down. I wonder what her plans were. I wonder if she said to them, hey, listen, black people in this country deserve respect. They helped build this goddamn country. When you see one, you act respectful toward them. Can you imagine? Can you imagine that being said of us? That truth can just complete the whole, just imagine it growing. Before they even get it, right along with the citizenship, they're going to talk to you about now, understand this, folks, I understand you're studying for the citizenry test here in the United States. This is the African-American Black history portion of the test. We're going to go over exactly what occurred. These folks are. You have to acknowledge them as a protected class in the United States. Now, when you get there, so please, when you come across, when you come into contact, please remember that these are folks that we abused horribly, that we murdered, that we hung, lynched, burned alive, castrated. Folks that we did horrific things to day in, day out, for no other reason than the skin color they wore about every day. And so, having come to our senses here in the United States, we have now compensated them and put them in the place they deserve to be. And now you, becoming American citizens, need to understand. And when you hit these hallowed shores and you see a Negro, remember to pay particular attention and give homage and respect. Speak carefully, respectfully. Acknowledge them. And pay attention that these are the folks that helped make this country great through blood, sweat, and tears. You don't like that? I know you don't. I know. That'd be too much like right, huh? Y'all ever seen the JDL and the shit that they do? It's fucking amazing. You know about Holocaust victims, right? Let me tell you something, folks. I studied the Holocaust. I studied it! God, these beings, these Nazis, their thoughts, their actions, their victims. You have no idea. The horrors on a scale, folks, as the United States Army went in and rescued these people from concentration camps conditions unbearable, unlivable. These people were dying while standing. Every one of those survivors, in my mind, is a testament to what will happen if you let white supremacy reign free. They are treasures to behold these people. Every Holocaust victim on the planet is a protected citizen. and should be. The things that these folks suffered not 80 fucking years ago puts them in that class. Isn't that ironic? They were burned. Some were hung. Some were shot. All in the furtherance of white supremacy. And by God, they need to be canonized. Wait, we're still talking about the Holocaust, right? Because I was thinking, there's another group of people that whole thing could, kind of slightly apply. I'm just drifting, but I'm thinking, Negroes in America could really use the kind of same treatment that the folks over in Israel to protect the Holocaust victims get. It wouldn't be, it wouldn't be a stretch, would it? Or am I just reaching? Maybe it's me. I'm reaching. Anyway, these people need to be treasured. And they fucking should. Let me tell you something, folks. I watched Schindler's List. I did. I watched Schindler's List receive all those Oscars just 1 year after The Color Purple did not. But I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to go there. But I watched Schindler's List. And yes, it is a phenomenal story. The suffering of these folks worshiping, let's just throw there, worshiping the true God. I don't care where they are. They do worship God. Let's just go there. And the suffering is immense, immeasurable. It's ridiculous. And they're given the homage, the attention, the honor, the respect that they deserve for simply surviving. You have a tattooed number on your arm at a certain age, and you must stand when that person enters a room. By God, you will. And you'll be quiet when they're speaking. And you'll listen to their memories. And you'll respect them, won't you? Holocaust survivors. Of course, now, black folks that were formerly slaves, well, they need to get the fuck over it. What the fuck's wrong with you? Slavery was fucking years ago. Nobody alive today was a goddamn slave. What's wrong with you? Jesus, don't you see that WAP over there? Oh, it's a WAP, baby, WAP. Pay attention to the fucking Black Mirrors and shut the fuck up. Okay. Am I being too rough on them? Or am I just telling the fucking truth? Am I being too rough, folks? Tell me. It's my fucking birthday. Tell me. God, please tell me. Am I being too rough? Am I just telling the truth? Because... there's on one hand, you got, folks that suffered 6 million. Hey, I believe everything that happened. Give me a break. They tracked that shit. I don't think, folks, World War II opened some fucking eyes to horror. It takes a lot to shock Americans. At that point, they were through World War I. They already fought each other and killed each other by the droves, right? They're practiced in killing. They've got killing down. Americans, okay, we're good. We're an 8 on a scale 1 to 10. But you see, when they discovered the Nazis, the concentration camps, they understood what killing really was. They thought they knew evil until they really came into contact with evil. And let me tell you something, it shocked the Americans. And do you know what they were fighting? When you break it down like a fucking fraction, do you know what the Americans and the Allied forces were ultimately fighting? White supremacy.